This week, we look back at some of our coldest adventures. From frozen hotel rooms...
I ain't gonna lie about it, it's cold.
...to a ride across Siberia.
People who live there say you will lose your face on the first day.
And my solo bobsleigh run. I could go again. Right now, let's go. Hello and welcome to the Travel Show, coming to you this week from, well, my living room here in Hertfordshire. And ordinarily, at this time of year, we'd be well into the ski season in Europe, and I'd be braving sub-zero temperatures to get out there and bring you some of the best snowbound adventures from around the world.
Very nice. I can't imagine being warm when we get out though.
Well, we might not be able to go anywhere just at the moment, but that doesn't stop us looking back at some of our favourite adventures, some of them at below freezing temperatures, like the time a couple of years ago that Addie went to the famous Swedish ice hotel. Not exactly the place you'd want to get locked down for a couple of months, I'd say.
It's not what I was expecting. I was expecting an igloo or something like that.
For more than 25 years we've been building igloos here. It's been a winter project, a seasonal project. But this is our permanent, that is new. It's the first season that we're running the Icetel 365, a permanent ice hotel.
Why have an ice hotel all year round?
Because people want to do it. That's
Seriously?
the simple answer.
When you're this far north of the Arctic Circle, there's daylight for 24 hours during the summer, and the Ice Hotel has found a way to harness that energy, bizarrely to keep temperatures inside below freezing.
Look at this. It's like a winter wonderland.
There are 20 rooms in this new permanent hotel, each uniquely sculpted by artists from all over the world.
So it's just me and my beautiful ice bed. Who's in here?
Oh, hello, Addy. I just made your room ready.
Oh, wow. What temperature is it in this place?
-5.
-5.
Yeah.
It reminds me of my first council flat when I couldn't afford heating.
Yeah, you will become very nostalgic when you sleep here. Yeah.
Because the room is literally freezing, you need special gear to survive the night, including a sleeping bag that can withstand temperatures of -25 degrees centigrade.
This is your bed. You have a normal mattress, but the frame is ice.
Will this keep me warm enough in -5 degrees?
Yes, this sleeping bag is for winter purpose. So when you're
I'm lucky enough to have a suite, which comes with a warm bathroom.
So if you panic and can't stand it, you can hang out in here as well.
Oh, I've got a warm room!
Yeah.
Of course I won't be spending much time in the warm room, other than to just get in.
My guide Stefan gives me some advice.
What people usually do, they go with their whole head. That breathing becomes moist inside your sleeping bag, and moist makes you colder. So the best way is to keep your face in the open and just
keep the
breathe
face
out.
in the open.
Yeah, and breathe out in the air.
Thank you.
Enjoy your cold night.
Thanks, Stefan. I'll be just chilling here. Look, there's pros and cons to this. The great thing about it is it's beautiful in here. Look around. And also the silence is just incredible. It's so peaceful. but it's cold. I ain't hiding, I ain't gonna lie about it, it's cold.
Addy there, sleeping on a block of ice in Kiruna. Well, things are going to stay cold as we head to Siberia, where temperatures can reach minus 60 degrees Celsius, to meet a man who motorbiked 1,000 kilometres to a place that's been declared the world's coldest village.
Between Yakutsk and Oymyakon is 1,000 kilometers. So I traveled 200 kilometers per day. So remote, nothing around, just mountains, forest, taiga, and cold. This is a permafrost land. When I started on the first day, Yakutian Siberian people who live there would say, please don't do that. Coldest, you will lose your face on the first day. Yeah, frostbite will eat you. Even though I had helmet and some protections, motorcycling in winter on road bonds doesn't promise to safe ride. I was driving for hours alone. What is happening inside my head? I call it sometimes as an active meditation. Riding in such harsh conditions, so cold, I have to be only now and here, because if I give a chance to myself to think, okay, there will be warmer, there I'm hungry, I'll get food, and so on, when it comes so cold that it's impossible to ride. I have to accept all this cold and completely relax, otherwise it doesn't work. On the third day of my ride, I really had the feeling of, oh, I'm home. There is no hotel at that night. I received a simple tent with a little stove inside. At that night it was 48 degrees below, and inside the tent we measured minus 13. Oh, cold, inside the tent you want to relax. But then we said, okay guys, let's get out to see to the night. Most of us was like, I have never seen sky like this. Actually feeling like you are in a space somewhere. Last 30 kilometers, it was so mentally tough for me. In one moment I opened the throttle more, 100, 120 kilometers per hour. Steering started to freeze, so it means I see I cannot move it. I started to look for the straight lines, not to use it too much. And when I arrived, when I saw the sign, Oymyakon, and no thoughts, emptiness. Okay, I'm here. When it's minus 55, the town looks pretty empty. And then maybe 1 hour later, it's done. The last thing left is to have a swim in the river.
And you'll be pleased to know that Coldest survived that freezing dip in the river and has been continuing his journeys around the globe. We caught up with him recently for an update.
Hello. Thank you for having me here. What happened since we Coldest ride? A couple seasons went through, and I had some interesting rides. One of them was around the world in 40 days on a motorcycle. It's around 1,000 kilometers every single day, and few flights over the oceans. I went around south of India on a motorcycle, 3,000 kilometers in 9 days. Traffic, actually some mad traffic in India. Okay, so what's next within this pandemic? So still a situation around in the region, all these bubbles of the countries where we can fly and drive and visit. Probably it will be somewhere close north. I hope it will be Finland. Hopefully very, very soon I will be in the north, in the cold again. And not only riding, but having a cold swim. Cheers, good luck.
Amazing. Now, stick with us because still to come, we enter an endangered glacier.
I can't quite believe how beautiful it is.
And I try a bobsleigh run head first.
Wish me luck.
So don't go away. We're heading now to the Swiss Alps, home of course to some of the world's most spectacular mountain scenery, but it's also where global warming has had a shocking impact on a centuries-old tourist attraction. A few years ago, Joe went to discover what's happening.
This is the tiny village of Glech in the Swiss Alps, and it owes its existence and name to the Rhone glacier that sits above the valley. The word Gletscher means glacier in Swiss German. This massive ice is one of the largest in Switzerland and also the source of the River Rhone. In the mid-19th century, people started to come here from all over Europe to see the glacier. At that point, even in summertime, it stretched all the way down to the village. Now, the view is very different.
And you can see on this signpost just how far it used to reach. In 1856, I would have been literally standing on the glacier. It's strange to think that now I can't really see very much, just a tiny bit of ice right at the top of the mountain.
The scale of the ice melt is extreme. Between 1856 and 2010, the glacier receded by more than 1,400 metres. As the ice has retreated, a new glacial lake has formed. We walk down to a spot where you can see right underneath the glacier.
Oh, unbelievable. You can see it.
So blue.
So blue. You can see here.
It's so loose, isn't it, the ice?
Yes.
I can't quite believe how quickly the water is pouring down from underneath the glacier. And every few seconds, whole chunks of ice are tumbling down from off the top of it. It's quite heartbreaking, really.
If the glacier does keep shrinking back, that will affect tourism in this region. Most people who visit here in summertime come to see the Rhone Glacier Ice Grotto, which has been carved out annually since 1870.
Wow.
It's very nice. The blue ice in this region.
It is
You can touch it.
beautiful.
This tunnel through the ice is 100 metres long.
I can't quite believe how beautiful it is.
You can see the very clear ice with the bubbles there. It's 200 years old ice here.
So blue, look at this
So
bit.
blue, exactly. Here we are in the heart of the Rhone Glacier, in this place here.
It's so peaceful in here. Feels like a church of ice.
For years, UV-resistant blankets have been used to slow the melt, as Jo saw when she was there, and this technique has been repeated across Europe and recently in China. But since we visited, the Swiss government has warned that unless carbon emissions can be reduced, 90% of their remaining glaciers will have melted by the end of the century.
Next, we're heading north of the Arctic Circle to finish Lapland, and Christmas may have come and gone, but there is still plenty of reindeer to be found there, as Addie discovered.
This is a proper winter wonderland. It's so beautiful out here. everywhere you look, it's just a postcard. There are more reindeer in Lapland than people. There are around 200,000 of these animals, and most of them roam free. But some of them, like these ones, are tamed and specially trained for the reindeer safaris.
Just a little blanket.
Just a little blanket. Finally, it's my turn to have a go.
If you wanted to go, you just go.
So I just say go? Simple as that?
Yeah.
Okay. Go. Go. Reindeer, go. He's not listening to me. Go, reindeer, go. I can't say I didn't try, but this reindeer is just not interested.
Maybe we take the next one.
Okay, we'll take the next one. Before I set off, Eric gives me some last few tips.
Just pull it.
And then he'll stop in an emergency.
Then he will stop.
So this is my handbrake, my emergency brake. Yeah, baby! Woohoo! We're going! Look at this. Controlling this powerful beast. Oh my God, he's picking up speed. Go, go! This is so spectacular. My first ever sleigh ride. I don't know how much this sleigh weighs. It's probably around half a ton, maybe a little less, but that reindeer is pulling it as well as myself so easily. Such a powerful beast. Let's go, son, let's go. It still might not be the fastest of rides, but it seems to be the smoothest and most magical way to enjoy this landscape.
To finish up this week, no doubt one of the most intense experiences I've had on the travel show. A couple of years ago, I went to Latvia to visit a bobsleigh run that's used by Winter Olympians and the odd tourist who's brave enough to give it a go. Now, for some reason, the producer decided that included me.
Welcome to Sigulda's bobsleigh track, one of the very few in the world where tourists can get the same adrenaline rush as professional racers. Built under the Soviet Union in 1986, the track has played host to international competitions in luge, skeleton and bobsleigh rides, with some obvious success.
The track is now used as a training venue for several Latvian champions, but there are no competitions on today, which is lucky for me because it means I get to try it out. Although having a look, I don't really feel so lucky. Okay, let's go. Get the team together. We're about to set off 100 kilometres down a very icy hill, but luckily I've got an expert pilot, so fingers crossed everything goes very smoothly.
Apart from the pilot steering the bobsleigh from the front, a team also includes pushers and a brakeman. But tourists get it easy. They just need to duck in and hold very tight. This track is almost 1,500 metres long, and you need a pretty strong stomach to manage its 16 curves.
Oh man, woo! I think that's one of the most intense experiences of my entire life. That was like being in a very, very active, very cold tumble dryer for a minute and a half. I don't even know how long it was. That was completely insane. Whew.
Another winter sport that can take your breath away is this, the skeleton. Imagine a luge with no brakes or steering aid that you ride headfirst.
Martin and Thomas are brothers and they're both world and Olympic champions in this sport.
It's our home track and we did many runs here. I think for learning it's great.
Yeah, I agree, because if you learn and you can survive here, then you can survive everywhere.
You must love this sport to devote so much of your life to it. What do you love about it?
I don't like trainings and all this stuff, but what I love is competition. It's like that's the best part for me.
Well, I don't think I'm ready to try one of the full-blown skeletons, but there is a tourist version available that's a little bit more my speed. Wish me luck.
It's called a frog, and for this one, there's no crew to make me feel safe. A very cool experience in Latvia, but fair warning, it is not for the weak of stomach. Well, that's it for this week's programme. But coming up next week,
we look at Dubai's enormous World Expo show, postponed in 2020 and now due to go ahead later this year, with 11 million visitors expected. We find out how plans at this huge event space are taking shape. Plus, we find out if South Korea's popular fortune tellers can steer us through the months ahead.
After next year, it's golden time.
Golden time for me. I like the sound of that.
It's very nice.
So be sure to join us then, and in the meantime, you can keep up with us on the BBC travel accounts. Until next time, from me, Christa Larwood, here at home, and from the rest of the Travel Show team in theirs, it's bye-bye.